I'm back and I have a parcel. This is a parcel from Emberton Imperial. If you don't know these guys, you should, because they supply amazing parts for Land Rovers, Range Rovers, and they always deliver on time and they're very good quality. What I have in this parcel is some LED bulbs for my dash, because, as some of you might know and agree with me, the original dash light bulbs on these Classics are miserable. They're very, very dim. And recently, my dimmer, the little roller dimmer rheostat under the dash, died, so I had to replace that. And I thought, you know what? Rather than just replacing it, which I've done already, I want to put some LEDs in the dash so I get a brighter, brighter reading. So let's take a look at what it looks like currently. Alrighty. So, something else I fixed was my interior lights. These had completely given up. I replaced the bulbs and it didn't fix it, so they needed a bit of fettling to get them working, but they're working lovely now. Anyway, let's look at this Speedo. Oh, well, actually, on the camera they look fine. They don't look dim at all. But I promise you, in reality, as some of you will agree if you have Range Rover Classics, these are quite measly. My dimmer's working fine now, which is lovely. But yeah, I want to brighten these up. When I bought them from these guys, they had options for colors of LEDs. So you could get, I think the names were xenon white, get yellow ones, green. Now, the original setup is a standard bulb, and I assume they have a little green cap over the top. So this is why they're looking green. I want to keep it as close to original as possible. I just want it brighter. But I didn't want to get the xenon white, so I went for the yellow LEDs, and this is what they look like. Zoom right in. Oh, maybe too far. And I think there's 19 of them in there. But yeah, hopefully it should have the same color, but just be a little bit brighter. I don't know if the dimming function is going to work quite as well as it does with a traditional bulb, but let's see. I've got to take this binnacle off. It should be quite easy. I think it just pops apart. Well, I think, I know it pops apart because I've had it apart when I did the leather dash. But yeah, I'm hoping that you can just get to the bulbs all from the back, and I haven't got to take the whole Speedo, like unbolt it from underneath, because I cannot be bothered to take this panel out from underneath because it's a bit of a pain, that. So let's go. Let's see how this goes. All right, I thought I'm actually going to take this home and do this back at HQ rather than barn, because it's really cold and I have not dressed for the occasion. So I'm going to shoot home and start the job there. Yeah, those dash bulbs, I hope they do make it a bit brighter. I mean, it's not really a big deal. You definitely, they're fine at night, the existing ones, but it's just, yeah, like twilight and now, I mean, I've got them on and you just can't see that the dash bulbs are on. So I think, yeah, a bit brighter would be nice. Anyway, I'll see you back at HQ. So the first thing to do, this is all very... Oh, that's my horn. Down. That's an unusual looking wire as well. What's that doing? Let's have a little rummage. Okay, get that out past there. Yes. Bothered now. So I got the binnacle out, or the back out, And the problem was, because this is leather, it was just grabbing on everything, especially the screen around here. So what I did was, I got this grease-proof paper and I stuck it down the back and then sort of pulled it up with it, which works very well. Now, I don't suppose for a moment that'll be a problem for most people, because if originally these are just plastic, and most people have the original plastic ones and it will just straight out. But yeah, leather is sticky. Now I've taken, let me just show you the bulbs. You're looking for these little brown ones on the sides. Another one there, and you've got all the center ones in there. My camera's zooming in on the wrong part. Yeah, all those center ones for the warning lights, and then you've got one there, and there is one up behind that wire as well, but I've actually taken that one out already. These twist out, and this is what you see. So this is the bulb, which is the top of the rev counter here. So there's the bulb that we're going to be replacing. I need to keep the green cap because I want to put that on the new LEDs. So, got to pull that off now. Okay. Don't know if this is the right way of doing it, but oh, there we go. There we go. Green cap, old bulb. Now, I don't know how well these are going to sit on here. We'll hopefully find out. But this is like a rubbery green thing. And that is, I mean, is that for real? Didn't think this through. That's pretty poor. So that's, I mean, it's staying on there, but it's not pushing on nice like the original bulbs. So this is my fix to hold the little green cap on. It's not fantastic, but it's hopefully going to work. And what I don't want to happen is the little green cap to fall off inside. So anyway, I've put some green tape up the sides. The LEDs are here, and on the end. So I've lined up the tape so it's not obstructing the LEDs themselves. Now let's see if it goes in the hole. Where is the hole? Okay, that is in. Okay, LED, bit of tape. This is probably less than ideal, not gonna lie. There it is. That's in. Bear with me. Get my jumper over here and make it a little darker. There you go, there's a little comparison. So it is definitely brighter on the left. So what I'm doing is working. It's not that much brighter, but it looks like I may have made a bit of an error. So I just found a different style of LED bulb in the packet. I didn't realise that. I thought they were all the same. But there are 4 that look like this. So these are the ones which do the rev and the speedo. So I've just fitted 3 of the incorrect bulbs. So there's a top tip. Yeah, I probably should have looked at the packet of bulbs first, because most of them are like that with the little yellow looking LEDs, but there are 4 of those ones like this. So okay, let's try again. Here we are. Huh? Hold on a minute. Well, we got nothing out of those bigger bulbs. What is going on? What is that about? So maybe I've put those bulbs in around the wrong way. Okay. Oh god, this is turning into a faff. Okay, so again, ones on the left are working, but this is frustrating. I'm wondering whether the bulbs actually aren't going right down into the holder. Oh, I'm having a faff here. these ones didn't appear to be working very well. Come on, camera, hello. It's not going to work. The big ones didn't seem to be working. So I thought, you know what, let's bench test them. So this is the small one, which was working in the dash. So that's quite bright. And it's white. So these ones, which were for the speedo and rev counter, are measly. It's not bright at all. So that's probably why I couldn't see it. Right, this has been nothing short of a faff, okay? So I'm going to tell you where I've got to. I've been doing some testing, bulbs in, bulbs out, caps off, caps on, and this is where I've got to. So what I would recommend is, depending on what you want, but I would recommend just buying the bright white bulbs. So these ones with the 3 LEDs and the yellow bits in between. Now that is a bright white LED bulb when it's lit up. The other bulb that they gave to me was this one, and this gives off like an orange color. Now there's 4 of these. They're supposed to go into the dials, but the trouble is they're a lot dimmer. Now these ones, if I put the green cap on top of this, everything's green including the needle. If I take the green cap off and I just put this straight into the back of the dash, it gives me green digits, green speedo, but white needles, which looks like that on the left. Oh, that's my horn. On the right hand side is the same bulbs, but with the green silicone covers on. So everything's green and you get a green needle. So maybe you like that, but it's slightly, ever so slightly dimmer than on the left. So I'm going for brightness here. So I'm going to go with the option on the left. So no green caps, just the white bulbs, and that will be that. I'm just doing the warning light bulbs, and yeah, sure, they work. But I have an issue. So when the actual ignition is on, these guys are staying on like that. So obviously when you start it up, they're staying on because they're getting residual power through the LED. ABS I know would go out if I was rolling, but the traction control one in the top right, that's supposed to go out straight away. But because it's an LED, it's getting some residual power through and it's just staying on. So I can't fit the LEDs to these two. That one seems fine. Indicator and top left seems fine. But the trailer light is staying on, and that one. I haven't put an LED in this. This is still the original bulb. So I'm probably just going to keep the original bulbs in these ones, in the rest of them. And the LEDs seem to be working fine in the top two. So yeah, weird. So this is back to standard bulbs on the trailer and the traction control light in the top right hand corner. So ignition goes on and then it goes out, and then so you can see the difference between the LED in the top left there and the trailer light. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like that, I think. To reiterate on what I've just done, for the speedo and the rev counter, it's 4 bulbs. I've used these ones, so 4 of those babies, and I've removed all of the green caps. So yeah, let's skip to some dark nighttime and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, I'm back in the Range Rover. I've waited for the darkness to come upon us. It's not really that dark, to be honest. It's just started to go sort of twilighty, but it's dark enough in here. I've cracked a beer, so I'm gonna get this lit up now. Okay, you ready? Ding! Look at that. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, at first I thought, it's not that much brighter, but it is. It's bright enough, And if it was any brighter, it would probably be annoying at nighttime. So yeah, it's definitely an upgrade worth doing. I would just say watch out when you do the warning lights, because the ABS, the trailer, and the traction control, which has just gone off, those ones, for some reason, when you put LEDs in them, they stayed on, just very dim, and that was very annoying. So I put those back to filaments. Everything else seems to work perfectly fine with the LED bulbs. But I am wondering whether, so that's LED on the blue, that's not too bright, but when I indicate, so you can, yeah, the comparison between the indicator and the trailer shows you how much brighter the LED is. I think that might be a bit too bright, but then again, it's only when you're indicating, so maybe it's helpful. Anyway, overall, very happy with that. Especially these, I think they look really good. And I like the white needles as well. Yeah, let me know what you think. So that's it. If you like watching me mess around with my cars, like and subscribe, please. I've got some pretty interesting videos coming up on some different cars, more like car reviews. There's Alfred. He's waiting for me to get out of the car. He's like, what are you doing in there? Who are you speaking to? Anyway, cheerio. Good evening.